Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for iPad today is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
Let's all go to the cinema.
Plus, Adobe's newest drawing tools, where to find other iPad lovers, and help your mama with her push notification.
All that, and not one dot, but two dots on iPad today.
iPad Today is brought to you by Gazelle, the fast and simple way to sell your used gadgets. Find out what your used iPhone, iPad, or other Apple product is worth at Gazelle.com. Hi-yo!
Hi-yo, hi-yo,
Hi-ya. Welcome. You see, when we say we're not good at music,
we really mean it. Yeah.
Welcome to iPad Today, the show where we talk about the iPad today.
Yeah, that's right. It goes through clouds. Sometimes it does. It doesn't seem to be doing a lot of moving at all right now.
Nope,
but
it's just sitting there.
Sometimes it...
Usually that's more animated, isn't it?
Yeah, look.
Oh,
It
the
was
clouds.
just resting.
They were resting.
It was a bird suspended in air.
I just went, and it
And
just...
then it just started again.
That's Sarah Lane. I'm Leo Laporte. This is the show where we talk about all our favorite iPad stuff each and every week.
It's true. That's what we do.
And we learn more than we probably would care to know about our own personal lives.
So much, you can find out a lot about yourself based on the kinds of iPad games you're good at or not good at, the kinds of apps you sort of gravitate toward. You know, I always download all the photo stuff because...
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too, and I do a lot of photo editing on the iPad.
Yeah, I do too.
Not as much probably as on the phone, because the phone camera is where the good camera is.
But the editing part of it, we're not
easier on
actually
it.
really talking about photo editing today on the show, but since we're talking about it, I think it's more fun to manipulate the photos on your iPad.
It is. Because it's a bigger
the phone
screen, you can
camera's
see it
better.
Yeah.
It's true. But
So what are we talking about today?
Well, I thought okay, well, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you went and saw a movie in the theater?
It's been a long time.
Like
been
how
a long
long?
time, been a long time.
Lonely,
Again with the music that we're not good at. Let's see, I think the last movie I saw was, it was terrible, was that new X-Men movie.
Oh, so you've been more recently than me.
Yeah.
That's not a long time ago. It was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, or a few weeks ago. Yeah.
A few weeks ago.
And I keep meaning to see the new Tom Cruise movie. And we're going to go see the Transformers movie in a couple of days. So actually, come to think of it, I go to the movies a lot.
You go to the movies a lot. It kind of depends on what's happening. Obviously, we're getting into like the summer blockbusters, so that's fun.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not doing the, I guess they stopped asking me to participate in the
Summer movie draft.
I've tried.
Yeah.
I lost a few times, and they were like, meh.
Nah, no more for her.
She's not really very good. But yeah, it's a fun time to be a fan of movies, especially, you know, the big blockbusters, the Transformers and I don't know what the Tom Cruise movie is about. It's about the future, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something like that.
It's something about going in the past and the future.
Edge of Tomorrow, it's called.
Yeah, with Emily Blunt.
Yes.
Yes.
And,
we'll see if she's a good, you know, superhero or whatever.
Yeah. It's kind of odd because it reminds me a little bit of that other movie where they kept going back till they got it right. It seems like that was already done, but maybe they've got a new twist on it.
What, Total Recall?
No, there was another movie a year or so ago where...
Oh, you're talking Jumper.
Jumper. Not,
Is that
was
right?
it Jumper? It was
Yeah.
Source Code. It was Source Code. It was actually, I really enjoyed the movie. A train blows up and he gets to go back.
Looper. That's what I was
Not
thinking
Looper.
of.
You were thinking of Looper, but that is a good movie, but that's not the same plot.
Oh, Source Code is
Source
the one
Code.
with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And it's I think, and I haven't seen The Edge of Tomorrow yet, but I think it's roughly the same idea where you get to keep trying till you get it right.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe
It's kind of like
Tom's got
Groundhog Day. Yeah, Sandman and Chad has the same idea as me.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, you spend like a really long time figuring out how to make someone fall in love with you in a very short period of time.
Right.
And then eventually...
That was kind of fun.
Oh, wait. Never mind. I won't
kinda
tell you
fun.
how it ended.
I liked Groundhog Day.
I
But that was a comedy.
Very funny movie.
Anyway,
we love movies.
Movies, you could see that.
And while you can watch movies on your iPad, certainly, I mean, if you've got, a Netflix subscription, for example, there's the Netflix app. I pay for Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus has a variety, not necessarily the best collection of movies, but they're certainly there on Hulu Plus. But there are also...
You know what we've been watching on Hulu Plus?
What?
And it's movie length, Foyle's War. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, I recommend it.
What do you mean it's movie length? It's not a movie.
Sorry, I just ate a piece of ice.
That's okay.
It's 90 minutes. It's a British detective series that takes place during World War II.
Oh.
Foyle is a chief detective in Hastings, England, which is on the seaside. And it's called Foyle's War. It's because he's solving crimes. There's a murder every show, and it's 90 minutes long. You know who told me about this? Jammer B. But it's in the background of the actual historic events of the war. So it's kind of, I imagine for a British audience especially, it is very much about the British experience during World War II, especially at the beginning of the war, the Battle of Britain and so forth. I like it a lot. If you haven't seen it, it's on Hulu, the first 2 seasons.
Like F-O-Y-L-E?
F-O-Y-L-E.
Okay.
Foyle's War.
I will.
You gave me a great one on HBO, Doll and M, which I watched with great passion and fervor.
And it's an adorable show. The HBO Go app is a good one as well. We talked about all of those. But I think if we're actually talking about, going to the movies as a, you're going to get your popcorn, your drink, and whatever, hot tamales. If you're like me, hot tamales are hotter if you eat them a certain way. If you eat them like a little...
I always was puzzled because they never were hot. It seemed it was a misnomer.
You have to eat them like you're a little...
Chipmunk.
Chipmunk.
So you can, if you eat them like a chipmunk, they're hot?
Yeah, but for a very short period of time.
It's not got much hot in it.
I've done a lot of candy research. A lot of candy research. But the app that I like, not only to find out what movies are out, but what movies are good or, have been panned by critics, is Flickster.
I use it religiously.
I love it, and I love it because it's has Rotten Tomatoes
built in.
Percentages built in.
Do you trust Rotten Tomatoes?
Yes.
I do too.
And we've had this conversation before because then there's, of course, Metacritic as well. But I like Rotten Tomatoes because it's pretty much, I don't read, if a movie comes out, I'm not going to read all of the big reviewers who work for the newspapers regionally. But a few of them I respect very much, and I feel like collectively, for the most part, the reason that they have those jobs, especially at the, in sort of the bigger markets, is because they kind of know a thing or two about what they're talking about. So that's why I like Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes is about consensus.
Yes.
So they do 2 scores, which they'll merge into one, the critics' score and the people's score. Often there's a big divergence. There's some movies... Maleficent, for instance, which got terrible reviews.
50% on Rotten Tomatoes, which to me is not worth going to the theater for.
Exactly. I won't do anything under 80, but we went anyway. It got good viewer reviews, loved it. So it was 70 or 80% in viewer reviews.
Oh, interesting.
And I actually loved it. And I could see why the critics hated it. So that's why Rotten Tomatoes is actually a very useful way to get a quick read on whether a movie's worth going to. And 50% normally wouldn't, but where I really... And by the way, if it's under 50%, they give it a splat.
Yeah.
And
because
if it's
a rotten tomato.
Right, because it really is a rotten.
Yeah.
But and you do see movies occasionally with 10 and 20%. Those are the ones I really stay away. I know that the consensus is this is no good.
Now, you said that you did not like the most recent X-Men, Days of Future Past.
Got great reviews.
92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Where Rotten Tomatoes can let you down.
Well, yeah, or you're just, I don't know.
Compare the critics' reviews to the people's reviews.
Oh, well, okay. So 92 and 94. Everybody liked it.
All right. Well, the critics did like it.
Everybody
and look at that,
liked
by the way. 225 critical reviews. So that's really valuable because
you can read them too. It's not just like, oh, I believe you that happened.
Right.
We've got, the Chicago Reader, the Atlantic. You can see more of the critics' reviews if you're looking for somebody in particular.
I'm kind of surprised it got so many tomatoes because
there
was one great scene in it.
I didn't see it, but I don't really.
Yeah. If you're a fan of the comic, here's the thing the nuance that you don't get from Rotten Tomatoes. If you're a fan of X-Men, it was of all the X-Men movies the truest to the actual X-Men comics the period of time that it talks about.
But you didn't like that.
Well, it doesn't mean anything to me because I'm not a big comic fan. But people like Glenn who are big fans say, oh no, this was the most accurate of the X-Men movies.
Well, we mentioned Edge of Tomorrow, the Tom Cruise movie.
What did it get?
90.
All right.
Solid 90.
Usually
that's
this
from
is
critics.
pretty reliable, right?
Now here's what's kind of fun though about Flickster is it's not just like, oh, did a movie get a good review? Then you can do a bunch of stuff. You can basically bookmark it by saying, I want to see this.
Yeah.
And then, well, I'm not going to do this right now.
You can share it with, if you're logged into Facebook, which I am, you can share it with your friends. You can see which ones your friends want to see, which is great.
Yeah, and even if you don't want it like to post on anybody's wall, you're kind of just saving it for later, or you could say you're not interested. You can, of course, play the trailer. You can get showtimes, which is always really helpful for me because there are a few theaters that are in my vicinity. Of course, it's looking at Petaluma because that's where we are right now. But when I'm home in San Francisco, there's a theater that's really close to me, but it's not my favorite one. So, you know, I kind of like to know what my options are. Is it in the theater that I really like, or is it like that kind of junky place down the street? Obviously, it's.
I have my favorites, of course.
Yeah. In a lot of places, so you can see that. You can add a rating for, you know, being part of the audience if you have seen it already. You can add it to your Netflix queue. Now, of course, Edge of Tomorrow is not. It's in theaters. It's not on Netflix yet, but that would be something that.
That's useful.
You could get a notification for when it eventually comes to Netflix.
When it never appears on Netflix,
yeah,
you'll
you
know.
might be waiting a while. Might be waiting a while.
Yeah.
But some of these movies you get lucky with, and then I don't even know what Common Sense Media is. I guess it's Common Sense Media is going to give us their. Okay, so it's just a different review site, which has given this
nice.
a pretty positive review as well.
I
see. It's sort of like what parents need to know for kids. And
I
that
will
sort of
use
thing.
Flickster to also look at the trailer.
That too. Yeah.
So sometimes what happens is Lisa and I are at dinner and we're saying, oh, we should see a movie tonight. I'll pop up Flickster to see what's showing, what movie times are. And then if there's a debate over, well, should we see this movie or not, I can play the trailer. And that I find that very handy.
You know, I'm torn with trailers because
sometimes they ruin the movie.
yeah, like I'm not going to show you this much because maybe none of you want to see it.
Often they ruin the movie.
Well, they tell you the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes to the point where I'm like, okay, but I already see like the story arc, and then a guy dies.
So you know
and
the
then it's
movie
over.
The End, where the world's coming to an end. They have all these famous comedians stuck in a house.
I haven't seen it.
Terrible movie. So all the good jokes were in the trailer.
Oh,
which
yeah.
made it an even worse movie.
Well, that's what they do.
Because I'd seen the only redeeming characters on in the movie I'd already seen.
Yeah.
So that's another bad thing.
Your mic is bad too.
I'm wearing a floppy shirt.
Yeah, I am too. I know. It'll just be a matter of time.
Not The End. This is The End. That's
Wait.
the full title. I like to shorten it.
Wait, what? Okay. That's different than the movie where it's the bar and they're like going back to their
That's
home.
different, and that is confusing, isn't it?
I thought that movie was very funny.
Yeah, I like
What movie
those
was that?
those guys.
End Up? No. End of the World?
That's the bar you go to.
That
the End of the World.
I don't go to the
Yeah.
The End of
the
the World? That was funny.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
No, I like him, Simon Pegg, and I like that.
The
It's
whole-
actually a trilogy.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Well, there's Shaun of the Dead, and
Yeah.
then
And the police one, Hot Fuzz.
that was a trilogy. That's not a trilogy.
For some reason, that's considered a trilogy.
It's not.
It's not really.
That's weird.
It's not really a trilogy. The World's End is the name of the Simon Pegg
World's
movie.
End.
And
Oh, that was very funny.
Don't
I had
go
a great
see
time.
The
This
End of
is
the
the
World.
end.
This is the end, thinking it's the World's End. See the World's End.
Different.
Not This is the End.
Right. Good times. All right. Now that we have that settled, this is another app that I don't have kids, so I don't.
Will
I
this
don't-
app help you with that?
It does not help me have kids.
Okay.
Thank goodness. But it does help anybody.
It's called the Cornetto trilogy.
Who, really?
Yeah. I don't know why, because you're right. They're not. It's just
If
the
you
same
just make
characters.
3 movies, then you get to say
It's
we're
the same
trilogists.
actors, yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess there's somewhat of a common theme. Okay. This app is called Kids in Mind, and this is for parents who really want like specific information
Oh,
about
that's neat.
what is in the movie before you go take your kids to see The Fault in Our Stars, for example. This is, it's getting a lot of attention.
It's a young adult movie.
Yeah, it's PG-13.
Apparently an
so you think-
incredible book, but kind of inappropriate topic matter.
Is it?
I've heard.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough
Let's see what
about
the-
it, but
let's
say
see what the-
when I was a parent, if I were a parent, jeez. Sarah.
If I were a rich man.
If I were a rich man, would I want to take my kids to see The Fault
And what
in
does
Our
it say?
Stars? Well, it says, on the scale of
There's a little nudity, a little sex.
violence, profanity.
Yeah,
There's a little of everything.
Teen boy and
But
teen girl kiss in the attic of the Anne Frank Museum.
Right. Now, if you
And
don't,
tourists
if you
applaud.
haven't seen the movie, then don't look at what.
Oh,
we're
they
looking
both
at.
have cancer.
Well, that part is in the trailer, so
Yeah.
still okay. All right.
A woman wears a short dress.
I'm changing
Just so you
it.
know,
I'm changing it.
that's something a parent might be
Let's
concerned
go back
about.
to Edge of Tomorrow, just because we were already talking about that and it got such great reviews, right? This is also PG-13.
Yeah. Not a lot of sex in that, unfortunately, unlike the Child's movie we saw earlier.
But you see bare buttocks in
Is it Tom
Edge of
Cruise's
Tomorrow.
bare buttocks?
I don't know. Well, it's an overweight soldier, so hopefully not.
I'm gonna skip that.
He's got a
I'm
large
thinking-
exoskeleton.
Thank you for warning me.
Well, now
I'm
you
gonna close
know.
my eyes.
Do not bring your kids
when I
to see Edge
that
of Tomorrow if you want to see a big old butt.
scene in an exoskeleton.
If you don't want to see one, rather.
Why isn't he wearing pants in the exoskeleton, Mommy?
Yeah. So there's a male soldier and a female soldier kiss briefly but passionately before a combat assault. So this is really
Some parents don't want their
this is-
children to see love, and so that would be good for those parents.
or just. I think just knowing exactly what you're about to see, even if it's not going to keep you from the movie, for some parents is really helpful. I mean, I know profanity. I know it well from a lot of people who watch Twitch shows. Is not cool.
We don't do it here.
No, try not to anyway.
You know what Are you looking down for a reason?
No, I was touching my mic.
You know what? You know what the #1 problem for me as an older male
What?
at the movies is?
You fall asleep.
I snore. No, that is not the #1 problem. The #1 problem is you never know when it's appropriate to run and pee.
Ah, the old I'm an old dude problem.
So this is a lovely. By the way, this is an ad for a prescription medicine that helps you not pee so much. But let's just skip through that to RunPee. So
it's called RunPee.
It's called RunPee.
Is it
It tells
compiling
you
data?
it is because it has to update the database because there's
Okay.
new movies all the time.
right,
Notice how the stream is filling up, and once the stream fully is full, then okay, let's say we're going to default is in our stars. When's a good time to go to the bathroom when you're seeing this movie? And so it has a vibration timer. It will give you a pee time cue. So, okay, when you go to the movie, The Fault is in Our Stars, there are a few good places to run and pee. 32 minutes in, when Gus asks Hazel to go on a picnic, she says, "I smell like a hospital, so I should just change." You can run.
Does she go and change for a while?
She goes and change, takes a little while. You can go and run and pee, and if you have the timer on, it'll vibrate in your pocket, and you'll go, "Oh, good time to pee." You should have done that before the movie.
Well,
and then what
everybody
happens?
hates when you're like, "I've just got to go," and then you come back and they're like, "You just missed like."
Right. So
everyone just
you tap this
died.
button. What happens during this pee time? So apparently Gus during the time has created a Dutch-themed picnic during that time. With
and nobody needs to see
cheese,
that.
meat, and tulips.
It's like now you know. But
Well, you know
that's
what you
not-
missed.
But right, but that's not like.
Fortunately,
it's not a
because
pivotal moment. The
Another
Dutch
hour
themes.
passes, and I got to pee again. Hour and 24 in, Gus asks Hazel, "Would it be absolutely ludicrous if we just made out right now?" Incidentally,
Wow.
that's the passionate kissing they were talking about. That's when I get up and I go to the bathroom, and then you'll see cut to the three of them at Monica's house with 24 eggs, and that's all you missed.
Yeah. Nobody needs to see that.
RunPee is free. You do get a little ad for pee medicine, which perhaps would be a useful thing to get.
Maybe they're related.
Maybe they're related, but that's an interesting way to monetize, actually.
Actually, yes.
And it has
Sure.
all the current movies.
This is-
It has them by a month when it comes out. It doesn't bother with really old movies because if you're at home, who cares?
Right.
You just press pause. But I'm there. I'm watching Tyler Perry's Single Mom Club. I don't want to miss. And by the way, they even have pee time recommendations. I would recommend the second pee time. It's one long scene, and the synopsis is shorter than the first pee time. So go get that second one, an hour and 40 minutes in, when Esperanza goes to Manny's restaurant and asks him, "Why haven't you called me?" Get the hell out. Go.
All kidding aside, I know people who use this app at the movies.
It's the best thing ever.
It really is it's like a thing that people. I feel like I can get through a movie without having to go. if I plan
ahead.
If I
Plan
think about
carefully.
what I'm doing.
But sometimes I'll get that big jug of soda.
You don't want to
It's a great deal.
overhydrate. You don't want to underhydrate either, but you really don't want to overhydrate.
It's
People
about planning.
die that way.
It's about planning.
It's about planning.
If it's a long movie, you know, Exodus, 3 hours, 28 minutes, you could die in that movie if you didn't hydrate a little bit.
Yeah, or pee.
Or pee. either side. And, you know, the
You're gonna be in a
days of
world
when
of
they
hurt.
used to have intermissions in movies. Let's all go to the lobby.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore.
They still do in like a Broadway show. You have a little intermission, which is really
At
nice.
the freaking opera, because it's all 90-year-old guys like me, they break every 5 minutes. They go, okay, go on. We know you need to go. And there's a rush to the bathroom.
A stampede of 90-year-old
men. You know,
get out of my way.
You know, we went on Friday to see La Traviata at the San Francisco Opera. They did something very interesting that caused me to have a bladder crisis.
Why?
The first intermission, they raised the curtain and they narrated the scene change. So they have 100 workers come out, move the old scene off. And normally that's behind the curtain. You don't see this. They've never done this before. And I took a lot of pictures. It's amazing. All these workers, they're doing this.
Who's narrating though?
They got a guy, the opera director of the San Francisco Opera was narrating. They were taking tweets. So if you had a question, you could tweet. And they responded to the tweet live on the stage while they're doing this.
Like, hey, what are you gonna do with that tree prop?
Yeah, you want that? Hey, you want that tree prop? Because I'll take it. No, it was good questions. It was good questions. It was really interesting.
I love it. I didn't know that you were an opera person, actually.
First time ever.
Really?
No.
Oh.
First time for Lisa. I had gone in my youth when I didn't have to pee so much. But now, it's a bit of a problem. So
I'm kind of getting concerned.
I'm really glad. No, I had the doctor check it. It's okay. So now I'm really glad. You don't want to know how he checks it, by the way. Yeah. I'm really glad that they do have quite a few intermissions at the opera. It's a long event, and they don't want anybody to get hurt.
No, I mean it's supposed to be a beautiful time for everybody. The opera, you know, it's not supposed to be so painful. Hey, so
you don't want to see a lot of people squirming in their seats during that big dramatic aria.
Not during La Traviata.
Oh, no. Violetta's dying, and I'm going. Hurry up!
Spoilers.
Hurry up!
Jeez. You know what else is painful sometimes is sitting through the credits of a long movie. You know, I like to think of myself as somebody who.
You're not a get up and run gal.
No, not at all.
No.
I don't always feel like you need to sit till the very end, but I kind of think like, hey, you know, credits are there for a reason. A lot of people worked on a movie. It's a little bit of like a respect thing. Sometimes I like to kind of know when something was on location in a city.
They
or
have
something.
the model creators, and it looks like they're actually speeding up the credits because they're going like this. So many people work on a movie these days, but you know what? They're clever because sometimes they have another scene after the credits, so you don't want to miss that.
It's funny that you said that because there's an app specifically to tell you should you sit through the credits or not. Is there something at the end? It's called Anything After.
I love that.
So, for example, 22 Jump Street, which got quite good reviews, by the way.
The new one or the old one?
Well, not 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street.
Oh, I get it. It's one more.
Yeah, right.
I get it.
So, anything after? Yeah. And then 90% of people say, or 90 people say, yeah, and it's worth it.
It's worth it.
So,
must help. This must make them feel very good, the craftspeople whose names appear in the credits, that there's actually an app to say,
How to
you don't
Train
have
Your
to
Dragon 2? Nope, nothing to wait for.
Nothing to stay for.
This one's kind of funny. The Rover, not sure. We have conflicting votes.
Wow.
So it means...
Maybe in some screenings they did.
There is something. 1 and 1. Yeah, no. Yeah, so it's, you know, that's probably just...
Probably it was the guy whose name was in the credits and say, oh yeah, that's a great moment where they show my name.
Yeah. There's apparently a movie called All Cheerleaders Die.
Oh, that's a great film.
No, but, well, if you've seen it,
let
us know.
A little depressing.
Anything after? Let us know.
I didn't stick around.
Witching and Bitching, another movie.
Witching and Bitching? There are bad movies out there.
Does anyone even try it
There are some bad... Is this real? Is this a real app?
Yes, it is a real app. It didn't get very good reviews, Witching and Bitching. Would you like to see the trailer?
And there's no reason to stick through the credits either because there's nothing afterwards. Do you think they do that?
Wow, Witching and Bitching is a real movie. Okay.
Do you think they do that to make you sit through the credits? Like they say, well, we'll do one more thing. But speaking of the X-Men, at the end of the first X-Men movie, or wasn't it there, like it kind of said, hey, and there's going to be something going on. Oh, it was Iron Man. At the end of the first Iron Man.
Because you figure out what, wait, I don't know.
Somebody came on and they kind of teased the whole thing.
They're all the same.
Cannonball Run started it, as many remember, when Burt Reynolds, they'd show the bloopers. He just couldn't do a line without cracking up. Burt was real. He'd go up.
Was that the one with
Dom DeLuise, Burt Reynolds, Angie Dickinson.
Oh, I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of Sally Field.
Remember her? Yeah.
She was not in that movie.
Not in that movie.
Different movie. Oh, I'm thinking. Never mind.
Norma Ray. You're thinking
Doesn't
of Norma
matter.
Ray.
No,
yeah.
I'm thinking of Anchorman because they put a. Anyway, that's a whole other story. You guys who watched Anchorman know what I mean. So, there's something going on with my mic, so I'm just gonna keep touching it. So yeah, so Flickster is obviously a very helpful app. I mean,
I think all three of these that we've just described are
Four of
must-have.
Flickster,
For
Kids
any
in Mind,
cineast.
RunPee, Anything After.
Yeah.
Those are
Good stuff.
That's good stuff. Agreed. If you want, if any of these seem to pique your interest.
Sally Field was in Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of, I guess.
Very much like Cannonball Run. Pretty much indistinguishable, actually.
Yeah. Right.
Except it took place in the South.
Ah.
The only difference.
I don't think I've seen it, actually, to be honest
What?
with you. Burt Reynolds is before my time when he's, like, cool.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
I saw him in the porn movie. You know.
Oh, he was in that, Boogie Nights?
Yeah. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't...
Did he play an aging porn star?
an agent, like a filmmaker.
It was kind of a sleazy...
He was the guy who was making the movies.
That was his comeback.
Yep, and what a comeback it was. If you want links to anything that we ever talk about, this particular episode or other episodes in the past or El Futuro, you can go to iPad today. You can go to twit.tv/IPT.
We don't have our own URL.
No, but that's fine because when you're there, not only do you get to see all of our show archives, but you can subscribe to the show and, I mean, Twit is a network after all, so you can see all of, the other shows that we produce each week. What were we doing on that show? I don't know what we were doing. It looks like we're clinking, oh, it was your Viking hat.
Yeah, we were having the Horn of Plenty.
You're right. It was the goblet to drink from.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, twit.tv/IPT is where you can go. And a quick reminder that we do record the show live. We've been doing a couple shows at pre-recorded times just because Leo and I are both going to be taking vacation very, very soon. But on Mondays at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, do join us live if you can. But if you can't or prefer to watch or listen another time, that's the beauty of on-demand podcasting. That's why Twit is your friend.
I don't get Turner Classic Movies, and I know you don't watch cable. You don't have a cable subscription.
Right.
That's sad because a lot of these really great channels, you have to sign up with your cable subscription. But Turner Classic Movies, actually, TCM, I'm just installing it here, has a really great app that, unfortunately, yes, you have to have a subscription to Turner Classic Movies. But they have 2 channels of classic movies. So if you get TCM on your cable, this is really, this is my favorite channel. I've got to pay to get it. But unfortunately, I don't.
Sorry to hear that.
Makes me sad.
Makes me sad, too.
Makes me sad.
Are you dying? Let me get this can of water. Would you like some of my sparkling?
I have pineapple juice.
Oh, gosh.
It makes you go pee.
You're not really drinking pineapple juice right now. You are? Why? With ice? That's so weird.
I was told it would help my cough.
Oh, you have a cough. Oh, this is terrible.
I think it's allergies.
I don't know. Allergy coughs? What? I've got a question for you.
Yep.
Let's say that you are super excited about the new iPad that's coming out later this year. I don't know for a fact that that's happening, but it probably is. maybe a bunch of different models. And then what are you going to do with your old crap iPad that you're using right now?
This is a conundrum.
It is.
It's a puzzle wrapped in an enigma.
You could use it as a sushi plate.
No.
But do you really want to?
How about, wouldn't it be nice if somebody would just say, here's $300?
Yeah, but who
I'll
would do
take that Gazelle.
It's old, right?
Gazelle.com. I'll
Oh,
buy that old
Gazelle.
iPad off of you. They'll buy your old iPhone. Even if it's broken, they'll buy it. They'll buy old Android phones, too. They'll buy Blackberries, too. Tablets. They'll buy... The new Surface Pro 3 just came out, and you're saying, can I justify getting the Surface Pro 3? I have a Surface Pro 2. Yes, you can, because you go to Gazelle.com, and you get a quote for your Surface Pro 2. Now, here's the beauty of these. These quotes are good for 30 days, so even if you're not sure or the product isn't out yet, you can still go there and get a quote and lock it in. And I do recommend you do that because that price isn't going up, let's face it, over the next month. So make sure you get a quote right now. Go in there, sell them your iPhone, your iPad, your HTC One. You want to get the new One? This is a great deal. They paid top dollar. And they pay the postage on this. The way it works, you get the quotes. In fact, my suggestion is go in there, get quotes for every gadget in your old gadget drawer. And you first of all, you're going to be amazed at how much money you've got. And then once you decide, okay, it's time, you check out, they send you a box, prepaid postage, on anything worth more than $1. If you pile it in the box and you mail it and you go, oh, I forgot to wipe the data, don't worry, they'll do that for you. Their experts will do that for you. And then they turn it around fast. They've paid out now more than $100 million to over 700,000 customers. You can get a check, you can get a PayPal credit, or an Amazon gift card. If you spend a lot of money on Amazon, that's a really good deal. Gazelle, Gazelle, Gazelle.com. Don't sell it. Go to Gazelle. Great customer satisfaction ratio you saw there. 9 out of 10 customers say, I love Gazelle. That 10th guy, he was trying to sell a broken down, Palm Pilot.
Oh, dear.
They won't buy everything.
Not everything.
Even if they buy a Palm Pilot, it's probably not worth...
I believe my BlackBerry Pearl is not worth much.
I have a Pearl.
Yes, we've talked...
Was that your last... You still have it?
Yeah,
Why do you carry it?
Because I don't know.
Does it work?
I don't think I have it in here anymore.
I had a guy call the radio show.
There's nothing wrong with it. It just needs to be charged.
But you carry it around.
Well, I don't have it with me right now.
It's time for you to clean that purse out.
No kidding. No kidding.
You have some foil-wrapped turkey from Thanksgiving Day 2008. Someday it's going to come in handy.
It's full of tryptophan, and sometimes we need naps. No, it's I have so many friends that have used Gazelle, actually. And it's funny because when I'm the person who says, you just Gazelle it, they say, Gazelle? And then I say,
we got to spread the word.
I know. Well, that's
gotta
the
let the
idea,
world know.
right?
Gazelle is great.
Yeah, you guys who watch Twit, you've heard about Gazelle probably, but you've got a lot of friends with a bunch of junk.
If you're watching the show right now,
yes,
this would be a good time to run and pee.
Because
we're about to do the news.
Who needs to know about that?
Who needs that? I'll give you a
gross.
synopsis when you come back.
So, all right, run and pee, and we'll let you know what you missed. Over on VentureBeat, I actually read about a cool little iPad stylus called the Pencil, which will get pressure sensitivity.
This is amazing because
it's
it's actually a wooden pencil.
And yeah, but like you.
It looks like you're actually drawing on the screen.
Well, and the surface pressure thing was something that the iPad wasn't capable of doing before. They had.
Look at that.
It was.
Wait a minute.
I know.
That's real. That's an actual pencil.
Right.
Oh.
So, but look, it's the same idea.
So it's got a rubber tip. It is on. It's looks like walnut.
Yeah. I mean, you're not obviously going to put, there's no reason to put a pencil on an iPad.
Yeah.
But pressure sensitivity will help, it determines what the line looks like. Is it, like smudgy or shadowy? And then, of course, through the magic of iPads, you can make it do all sorts of stuff. A variety of different colors.
That's actually pretty nice.
Neat,
now,
huh?
of course, the iPad doesn't have pressure sensitivity, so the way it does this, as some other pressure-sensitive styluses do, is by basing it how much of the actual rubber tip is on the screen. Of course, the harder you press it, the more rubber tip.
Well, I think it's all...
Look, it's an eraser, too.
It's that, but I think it's all...
It's angle as well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. Well, what do you think? $60?
Love it.
I love it, too.
Love it.
I'm not going to buy one because I just don't do any drawing, but I think it's a great idea.
I'm as good an artist as I am a musician.
So not a good one. Not a good one at all.
No.
It's called Pencil, though, and yeah, it's good work. Let me make sure I know if it's actually available or if it's coming soon.
Well, it's funny because, in fact, it's going to be my app cap, but I don't want to give it away. But Adobe announced something very similar with a stylus and a ruler that work with your iPad.
Oh, I was going to talk about that in a minute, but
Go ahead,
won't.
talk about it. No. You
Well,
should,
I
because the
won't.
news story is more. I mean, I'll just show you that. It's not my #1 app. It's just part of the overall. I'm going to show you all the new Creative Cloud stuff. But yeah, I don't understand it really. It's a straight edge for your iPad.
Yes,
from Adobe.
That's correct. By the way, the pencil you can buy now,
Oh, good.
actually. Yeah.
Okay.
53.com, which is the company that makes the app Paper, which is not to be confused with the Facebook Paper, which is a whole different thing. We've talked about 53's Paper for many times. It's really good. This is, I don't know, it's very, very creative.
That'd be a
folks.
perfect thing to use it with.
Yeah, and such a good gift, too. Again, it's like, I wouldn't buy this for myself because I just don't think I'm worthy of it, really.
It'd be wasted on us.
But I think it would be a really cool gift for somebody else, particularly people who are artistically inclined.
Especially
Yes.
those people.
Okay, so Adobe's new iPad drawing tools. We've got Ink, and then we've got Slide, which is the ruler that's meant to be used in conjunction with Ink, if I understand that correctly.
Yes.
So it's sort of a combination of. I mean, okay, so what would you...
I'm as puzzled, but I am absolutely, don't look at me. I am as puzzled as you are.
Well, okay, so I don't think, I think if I understand it correctly, it's for precision
Yes.
drawing.
Yes.
So like if you're drafting, if you're an architect, if you
Yes.
have to, for whatever reason, make specific angles, that would be what at least the
Sure.
Slide, which is the ruler tool, would be good for.
Yeah.
Ink is, I mean, not unlike Pencil from 53. This is just an Adobe product.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like something that doesn't quite fit the iPad.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, because why? Oh, you mean the
Well, but I mean, it is
ruler.
kind of cool. I guess I just feel like you're trying extra hard to do something on an iPad. But I guess, it is touch. So look at that. This is now I don't have this, but you could buy this. Now, these programs work without actually going out and buying those tools. In fact, here's the program and here's and all of that. But you can just do it by hand if you just want to draw something.
But I think a lot of people who are
Look, a
actually,
straight line.
to do a lot of stuff long form, there's something. The replication isn't enough. They actually want to feel like they have a tool in their hand and they're
Right.
drawing something.
See, there's a straight line. And it kind of, I mean, it does it for you. So you could do another straight line, I guess. Yeah, that's my reaction. Whoa.
Cool.
That's,
Cool project.
There you go. You like it?
I don't think you should be building my next house.
No, well, exactly. I'm going to actually, it's funny you should say that. This is my country home.
It's really nice. It's really
You like
minimalist.
that? Well,
yeah.
you know what Euro Saarinen once said. That Mies van der Rohe. He's a jerk, a jerky jerk. Don't listen to him.
Wouldn't dream of it.
So you don't really need a ruler, you see, because it comes with lines. I don't understand
No, you need
why
something-
you would buy
because
a physical ruler, because it comes with lines that are already
Because-
built in.
But you don't have. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, why do I need to take the...
I think it's probably just giving people choice. Again, it's sort of that physical meets
have-
digital iPad.
See, I could do that. I
We're
don't-
adding things.
I don't need that thing, whatever that thing does. In fact, apparently neither does that guy.
Well, you're able to draw the triangle in a certain place based on where your ruler is.
No,
I
well,
don't think you know enough about architectural drawing. That's what I think. Because I took that in high school and it was hard. You
It's
always
hard.
need a ruler.
But see, once you do that, then you can do this. And that is cool. And you don't need the ruler to do that, which is swoop around in the 3D model.
Right. Anyway, I don't know. Tough crowd with Adobe.
No, I don't understand. I freely admit I don't get it. But it feels to me like I'm doing exactly what you would do with a ruler, only I have to use my fingers.
But okay, so let's say that you wanted to draw your next line.
Where?
You know, I
Give
don't
me
know,
a place, anywhere on the screen. Anywhere, I'll just move my fingers there.
But it's a virtual ruler compared to a physical. Again,
Right.
It's choice.
I don't, maybe an architect will call me up
people.
and say something.
Please, architects,
Here's
unite, call Leo.
0.5mm pencil.
Tell him.
Perfectly straight line.
Bert Monroy would probably tell you that it's nice to have the choice.
Bert could do his paintings with a rock. He doesn't need a piece of thing, device.
So, okay, let's talk about, God, now I'm sick.
It's an allergy, I'm telling you. You're allergic
weird.
to me.
Why? Apparently, yeah. It's because your shirt smells like Tech TV. Ooh.
It smells like Prager.
I don't know what that means.
Well, you don't sniff them enough.
I never, actually. Don't do that. It's not how our friendship works. Apple TV may gain continuity this fall. This is a report coming from 9 to 5 Mac, and they don't know this for a fact or how it would work, except that some people who are, I believe they're running OS X Yosemite have seen these, if you scroll down a tiny bit, Anthony, yeah, they see these notices saying device available for continuity. Apple TV is now available for continuity. Now, the way that continuity is supposed to work in iOS 8 and obviously OS X Yosemite is like, if you're in the middle of writing an email to somebody, you can just pick that up on one of your other devices as long as you're connected with the same iCloud account. Without having to, it's all in sync.
That's the handoff. But there's more. Their continuity seems to be even more than that. It's some sort of thing where all of your Mac or all of your Apple devices have awareness of one another when they're in the same room.
So I believe continuity is sort of the overarching term.
Right.
Is that right? And then handoff is I start something on one device and I finish on another.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now with Apple TV, probably not that many people would need a reason to
what if,
finish
for instance,
an email, but what about watching half of a show?
Exactly. You can AirPlay right now. You can AirPlay from your iPad to your Apple TV. But what if the Apple TV just knew the iPad was in the room and you started watching a video and it just put it up on the Apple TV?
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine yet, but we can start to think about some of the ways this might be used.
I think that could be cool. I mean, AirPlay works so well. I guess I think this would be cooler if AirPlay didn't already exist, because it'd be like, wow, you can start, and then it shows up on a bigger screen.
Right.
AirPlay works quite well,
I think this is not necessarily. It doesn't replace AirPlay.
No.
It's an enhancement to it.
Yeah. I guess it would negate the need to say AirPlay and then choose your Apple TV.
That's what I'm thinking.
And just be a little bit more self-aware, I guess, if you wanted to use that term. I don't know. It's kind of exciting.
I think continuity is huge.
And we don't really know how Apple's going to be using this, because they didn't mention anything at WWDC about this.
Here's one example they gave with continuity, which is that you can use your iPhone to place calls, but place them from your Mac. What if you could be on your Apple TV and you see the phone ring and you pick it up on the Apple TV and use your TV to make the phone call, even though it's via continuity using the iPhone to do that. Would that be interesting?
Well, but you need a camera, right?
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily built in.
You could have your camera in your iPad.
Yeah.
Let's say you're using FaceTime. You could have be looking at the iPad, but see them on the big screen. That'd be kind of cool.
But then wouldn't you have to hold your iPad? I mean,
no. Why would you?
Because they have to see you.
Well, you look down when you're looking at them.
That'd be weird, though.
You're looking all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe we're missing something. Maybe there's more to it.
They're still working on it. It's not over yet.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
So there's handoff and there's continuity. And continuity is the overall thing. Handoff is the actual act.
Yes.
All right.
And I think only, between certain programs and devices.
And apparently you probably need a newer Mac to do it as well. That's the rumor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This one probably not. This one can't even AirPlay. That's how old my Air is. Poor little thing.
I got it. So, okay, you're using that line program, right? But it's showing up on the big screen, and so this has become now a tablet that you're drawing on, and the big screen is the... That might be a use.
Totally.
Yeah.
But you could do that now with mirroring.
Yeah.
Again, the possibilities are confounding.
It might just be a simpler way to do all this.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It might be. Because Marion actually is sometimes a little bit clunky, actually.
Right.
Gabe sent over an email, which I thought was apropos because we're going to be launching our Reddit-focused show, Reddit Up.
I'm
quite
excited.
soon. I am too.
Really great show, you and Chad, and oh, it's wonderful.
Thank you for saying so. Yeah, we've been doing a bunch of what we call beta episodes.
You did quite a few betas.
We did
6?
8.
8.
Or 9.
We used those as workshops.
We were doing
they
the
were
Greek
live,
alphabet, and we ended with omega.
Yeah.
So that's 9?
Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, omega.
Oh, no. So it's...
No, omega's the end of the alphabet.
Yeah.
Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, xi, omicron, phi, rho, sigma,
Well, we didn't
tau.
do that many.
I think you
How
really...
do you know all of that?
Well, everybody
You're
knows
so
the Greek alphabet, don't you?
I only know alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon.
Omega, epsilon. It's really A, B, C, D, E.
There's a
with
kappa in there.
There's a kappa.
Yeah.
Well,
Phi,
I was in a
phi?
fraternity.
See, yeah.
Phi, rho, sigma, tau.
Yes,
Upsilon. Don't forget upsilon.
There's no such thing.
There is.
Epsilon and upsilon?
Upsilon and epsilon. They're brothers.
Upsilon. What a tragedy that was. I don't know. I don't know as much as you do. Anyway, read it up. Great show. But that's not really the point. I just thought it was a nice tie-in because Gabe sent over a handy subreddit, which if you're not familiar with subreddits, it's sort of a place on Reddit where people can sort of create a topic and just go nuts with as many people as they want for the iPad. I've never even thought to go there.
Oh, we should use that.
I know.
Wow, that would be really handy. If only there were a place on Reddit where you could find the latest iPad news.
Isn't that neat?
Wow.
And I was like, I am truly an adult. And now
Which, do you use a Reddit reader on the iPad?
Well, you know, there really aren't any official Reddit
No, but there's
apps.
Biscuit, which is unofficial but quite good.
Do you use
That's my
it?
preferred.
I actually haven't, I mean, for whatever reason, and I should really change this considering that I'm going to host both shows. For whatever reason,
you can use Safari. You can still use the browser.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's
what
not-
I do. Like, I'm
Yeah.
always thinking of, well, they don't have an official app, so I'll just go to reddit.com. But Biscuit you like.
Yeah, and you know, the Biscuit developer watches us, so that's
good.
another reason to
Hello.
like him.
Hello.
Except I can't remember my Biscuit login. But you can, you know, you can see the front page of Reddit, and it's a little prettier than the web version. of
Wow, it actually looks completely different.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
it. Yeah. It's called Biscuit,
And there's some profanity.
and that's Reddit.
Welcome to our new show.
Biscuit developer, if you could just do us a favor and have little stars wherever profanity occurs on Reddit,
Sure, yeah.
we would use it
right.
more often.
Yes, true. That's not Biscuit's fault. That's just Reddit.
It's no one's fault. I'm just saying Biscuit could program his way out of that.
Biscuit could say
Just put stars
there
in.
could be a little slider.
the better.
Do you like it profane or do you like
Yeah.
it clean? Star that noise.
Star that noise.
But yes, reddit.com/r/iPad.
I'm just going back to my Biscuit so I can add
Kind of
that.
fun, huh?
I love that.
I mean, there's so much. There's so much. I'm excited. Yeah, I mean, most of the stuff we're already covering, but not all of it. People find all sorts of great things. That's sort of the beauty of Reddit.
Reddit's pretty much anything you want it
It's
to be.
pretty much anything you want. All right, we got an email from Kevin. This one it's kind of an Ask Leo, but this is a nice, easy one to answer. But I think a lot of people could use a refresher. Kevin says, my mother-in-law has been accepting push notifications on her iPad apps, although she doesn't realize that when she does this, she's using some of her allotted download data. She does not have a computer and therefore cannot utilize Wi-Fi. My question is, didn't we have this exact same problem with somebody who's, I think it was not a mother-in-law, it was a mother. My question is, how can we easily find what push notifications have been accepted and change this authorization? So that's an easy one.
And a good one to know because, frankly, you often, by default, you know, I always say, because they give you the boxes, you want to allow notification of this app, and who doesn't just say, yeah, yeah. And
I
then
always
you
say
regret
no
it.
because
You say no.
I say
well,
no.
then this would also be useful because would you like to turn them on?
Sometimes, actually, sometimes I would.
And you look in vain in the application itself because it's not there. It's in the settings.
It is in this, and some of the some newer applications I find they realize that this confuses people, so they kind of take great pains as you're setting the app up for the first time to be like, you want us to tell you when it's going to rain, right? Like in the Dark Sky app, and it's like, okay, you're going to have to keep your notifications on in the notification center. Do you want us to walk you through it? So that's actually kind of helpful. But let's say you're getting up, and sometimes, I'm not. I have to assume that this is against Apple's rules, but I swear sometimes I say no notifications.
And you still get them.
And I get them anyway. And I don't know, there's some loophole, maybe the app is able to get around, but you can turn them off, and by doing that, you just go into your settings, and then you go to your notification center.
That's the
Everything's
key,
there.
notification center.
Yeah.
That should tell you something.
That is the place for
the
you.
center for all notifications.
Now, up here is where you would deal with this notification center and what you see and what you don't see and the order and everything. But in your notifications in general, let's say, for example, there's got to be something in here that I don't really want.
12 days.
12 days. That's the 12 days of gift giving, and I don't need...
You should probably uninstall that application.
Right. Now, I had it set to none. This is the weird thing about notifications that confuses people. So it's like, do you want, as far as alerts go, no alert, banner alert, or the alert that's like, it's right in front of your screen. And I say none, but still... I've got show and notification center, so that's that guy. Well, I don't want it there either. Show on lock screen. No, I really don't want that. I hate that.
Wait a minute. So, okay, you got none.
So you have to actually turn them
Then you have to go through
off.
all of these.
Yeah.
And by the way, onesie, twosie. There's no, I don't want to see no stinking notifications button.
No.
You can turn off in the lock screen. You could turn off, notifications view and today view, and you could turn in the today view. You could turn off different things in today view, but you cannot get rid of notifications. That pineapple juice has gone straight to my head.
Oh, gosh, too much sugar. Yeah, but,
Coats the throat.
But again, I feel like it's a good, I do this all the time on my iPad and my iPhone. It's a good...
Every day you go through this list.
I do, actually.
And how many times is the
every day,
iPad
but
making
often.
noises?
TurboTax 2013.
Yeah, you don't want that, making noises.
And I mean, TurboTax is not really sending me notifications because what do they care about me right now? But I want to just be in control of
middle of the night.
They
you get
decide that they want me to buy next year's
a bloop
software.
that say, you should be planning for April 2015. You go, no, it's 3 in the morning. I don't want to plan for April 2015.
Yeah.
And I do not think Apple has handled this completely as well as it should. There should be a button that says, don't bug me.
There was a notification. Let's see. Missed FaceTime. Okay, I want to make sure that I'm showing you this. Okay. So let's look at this notification center. This mofo, app in the air.
That's another one.
Which is actually a really cool app because it's designed to help you with your travel plans, kind of like intelligently go to the airport in time and, that sort of thing.
It's a little needy, though.
I mean,
That's
I
needy.
never, ever said, send me notifications.
Hey, check out,
And I'm getting these
check out this.
notifications.
Hey, what are you doing? What you doing right now?
Everything.
Hey, you going to Los Angeles? Hey.
Well, it's like, dude, consider
Go
ordering a taxi
away.
from SFO for your flight VX925.
No.
Check out flyer tips about your departure
No.
airport for flight VX925. Check out packages and things we've done to get prepared for the flight VX925. You know what VX925 was? My friend forwarded me her flight information.
It's not even your flight.
No. Now, it's not a big deal. I understand that App in the Air is merely using TripIt information, and sometimes TripIt gets confused as well. However, I do not need all those push notifications. So what I do, because for whatever reason, I don't know, I didn't do it correctly, I find it in my notification center. App in the Air, where are you? Please say this is alphabetical. No, of course not. That would be too easy. You find it in there. It's got to be there somewhere. And you say...
Good Lord.
You say, what do I want? None.
Nothing.
When do I want it? Never. And that's the end of that.
But you shouldn't have to do all that.
You shouldn't have to. There's no reason I'm getting
That's
notifications.
ridiculous.
Maybe I said yes when I thought I said no.
Now, people do point out there is a do not disturb setting, and I guess, you can always go to the control center and tap the little moon icon, and then it says you're not going to get any notifications as long as that's turned on, but you're not going to get nothing. And maybe you still want something.
Yeah. Right. Which you can with do not disturb. I believe you can set a VIP so somebody could still call you if it was an emergency.
Right. I feel like this is something that could be improved upon. And
yes,
frankly,
Notification Center blows.
Okay, you said it.
It does.
But I agree.
It's better than it was.
Well, and it drives me crazy.
But it still doesn't work well.
That I have notifications like you, a lot of crap notifications. I can't just clear. Where's the clear all of them button? Nope, can't do it. You got to find this little. By the way, I've got big fingers, but that's hard to hit that X. And one by one, go through every dang thing.
Also, you know, I'm using Mailbox for my email application, and I can sort the order of my notifications, but I can't clear out mail.
Yeah.
I can't clear it out. I can say only show me one in the list, or like I think you could go up to like 5 or 10.
It feels broken.
But it's like, why are you making me do that? Because I want notifications from the email app I actually use. So anyway, that is that. Hopefully, Kevin, that was a very long-winded way to help your mother-in-law.
Go to the notification
hello to
center.
her for us,
Ivy to the notification center.
We love hearing from all of you. iPad today at twit.tv is how you get a hold of us. You can send us a voicemail. Leave us one. You know, really, I guess you kind of sort of leave a voicemail rather than sending 757-504-IPAD. You can record a video, upload it somewhere, send us the link. You can tweet at Leo. He probably won't tweet back, but you never know.
I do. No,
you never know with this gent.
I often respond to tweets.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it.
In a vitriolic fashion.
Sure. Hey, so my app cap is a little bit weird today.
Not as weird as mine.
I don't know. This one is pretty weird. I don't even really know.
Is it as weird as a kitty cat?
I think it's weirder, actually.
Floppy ears. You look good that way. It's kind of hot.
It's
You know who you look like?
a terrible haired person.
No.
Who?
Who is the woman who was the lead singer of the Pretenders? Deborah.
Chrissy Hind.
Chrissy Hind. You look like Chrissy Hind.
Oh, great. Yeah. Okay.
Just say, got brass in pocket.
God, you know, it's funny. Every once in a while, I think, ooh, maybe I should just do like jet black hair and be really dramatic. And then I see this and I think,
no.
That is a bad look.
Not you.
Oh, God,
I know who you look like.
Disgusted.
Leonard Nimoy.
Oh, great. Because of my ears? Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
Leonard
I've never looked as much like him as I do
Oh, my
right
God.
now.
That's creepy. The resemblance is stunning.
Let's hide my hair so you really... Yeah, no, I look so good.
Do this.
So good. I can only do it with my left hand. I can't
No,
really
but
do it.
turn to your right slightly so we can see your pointy ear. Okay, everybody grab that.
Don't do it. Okay, enough about that. Oh my God. Well, all right, Bunny. Okay, Bunny Head. You know, it's so funny. Poor Burke asked me right before the show if there was any app that needed us to be in portrait mode, and I said, I don't think so.
No.
Not on this show, but this app does. This is TwoDots. Now, I love the app Dots. It's a game.
Yeah.
And it's all about... I don't know, you're clearing dots on a grid. I've talked about dots way too much, but I didn't actually realize that they had a follow-up game, which is similar, but not quite the same game. Okay, so let's just go ahead and say play. Play against your friends, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't really need to do that. All right, so I'm on level 3 right now.
Not as simple as the original Dots game.
Exactly. There's actually...
A little more Baroque.
Yeah. Well, you've kind of got characters, and yeah, we're in some sort of like a hunting lodge, or I don't really know. But level 3, I got to get 50 of these cleared in order to, you know...
in a Swiss chalet in the Alps.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So I say, start the game. Okay. Ready to learn a secret trick? Yes, I am, actually. Try making a red square.
That's easy, yeah. Make another one.
Yes, I know that. That's not even a trick. When in doubt, just make squares. I know that. Jeez.
I hate the training that they give you on
Well,
these.
I know, it's silly. And then, of course, they give it to you.
So now you know.
Right.
Oh, rectangles too? What about larger squares? What about tetrahedrons? What about... Oh, baby. So you're good at this game.
They're actually giving me way too many easy ones because they're, yes, I'm astounding.
You are
Thank you so
astounding.
much. Well, that was a little bit silly because, again, that was sort of like a training thing. It's weird. They hadn't given me any trainings until just now. But I got an exceptional triumph.
Yes.
I do not want to compete with my friends.
That's why, by the way, they wanted you to, because they figured you'd brag about that on Facebook.
Yeah, no. Who would brag about that? That was so easy. Start the game.
Oh, so this is, I get it. This is Dots meets Where's My Pickaxe?
Correct, Leo. Correct.
Oh, now, see, they made it harder.
Yeah, see now you start having to think ahead.
Is there a
like
timer?
what falls? Well, it's a number of moves.
How many moves?
Well, I've got 15 left. So see, out of 15.
Oh, you want to maximize.
Yeah.
Well, this is different than dots. It's the same idea.
It's different.
But it's different.
No, yeah. That's.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Yep.
Yep.
So, gosh, I'm trying to get there. I'm not doing a very good job,
Wow,
am
this
I?
was as exciting as the week I played speed chess on the show. That was fun.
That hasn't happened yet. That's in the future.
Oh, stay tuned, kids.
You're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it.
Yo, it's got one move left. Oh man.
Make it a big one, Sarah Lane.
Oh, I was so close.
Oh.
See, but this is where it gets you because I'm like,
Now
I
you
was
could
so
beat
close.
that.
Ooh,
You
5
did-
more moves.
Boy, you were
For
astounding a
99
little while
cents?
ago.
No.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, you're mean. Get away.
A buck.
Restart. Yes. I will
You're
lose a
gonna lose a
life.
life.
Oh, this is the worst. Why am I
can't
recommending
believe
this?
you recommended this.
Oh, it's free.
This is the Candy Crush saga of dot games.
It's free though. So they're trying to get you in there, I
Oh,
guess.
square.
Square.
Difficult. Are we playing another game?
Sorry. Now I'm in.
Another level?
No, I'm done.
It's very logical, Leo.
It's so,
One must
it's
merely
so good.
connect the dots.
This really is my
Geographic
favorite type of game in
pattern.
the whole world
Because it's so boring?
because it's so.
Oh, because you
it
are
makes
remarkable.
me feel good.
Wait a minute, it's solving it for you now.
No, I am just really.
Reliving your past triumph.
Oh, I only got 2 stars though. What a bunch of horse puck. I'm done with this. 2Dots. WePlayDots.com. It's free.
I wanted to show you this actually when it came out, but we weren't around. Adobe, when they released the new version of the Creative Cloud, released some new apps. They improved their Lightroom app, which I've already recommended on the show, and I am a big fan of. I have the photography subscription to the Adobe Creative Cloud. It's a $10 a month subscription. You get a copy of Photoshop and a copy of Lightroom, and I think that's actually a pretty good deal. Plus, you get these apps for free. Now, you don't actually have to sign up, but it's kind of a come-on to the Creative Cloud. And if you use a Creative Cloud, you get some additional benefit. This is the new one.
Okay, I was like,
Photoshop Mix. So what I did is actually, see what I did there? I combined 2 photos using, so let's do that. Let's do that. Let's create a new one here. So, oh, whew, that's a relief. That was strange. Just cut that out, why don't you? So let's say, here's a picture of Leo the giraffe, and I can resize that. And there's a lot of things of editing I can do and so forth. But the one that's the most interesting is the cutout. And now I have to say this is not as good as Photoshop, but it's on a touch screen and it's easy. I could say I'm going to cut out the giraffe, and it does smart edge mapping. Whoops. Let's add some more to this. And this is where I kind of, you run out of, there you go. And I'm going to get the ear here. Come on. What's going on? This is where I kind of had some problems. Oh, I guess you have to start. I think the UI could be a little easier on this. It is kind of cool how smart it is. Now notice I got a little bit more than I wanted. So I'm going to change from add to subtract here. And I'm just going to subtract a little bit of this, because what I want is just the giraffe itself. That's a pretty good job considering I took about 15 seconds to do it.
Yeah, because that's always like that tool has always been.
Yeah, it's kind of useful. And now
cumbersome.
I have this giraffe head that I can add to any image.
That's cool. Add a giraffe to our set.
Should I? All right. Well, here's a picture of Sarah Lane, and Sarah and the giraffe. We're going to call this a little composition here. Let's get the get Sarah right in there.
Very large head.
Okay.
That's a very small giraffe.
Well,
cool.
I can make the giraffe bigger. Here, let's just. How big we'll make the giraffe as?
I feel like a giraffe head is pretty big.
And maybe we should kiss.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Neat.
That's kind of creepy.
We're cuddling. Sort of.
That's a little creepy. And you can see I missed some of the ears there.
Spoon.
So go back and do some better cutouts on that.
But it would honestly, it's
you
pretty
can see how
good.
quickly I did that,
pretty
right?
Pretty good, yeah.
And then there's other stuff you can do. There's shake reduction, which is kind of cool. You know, you have to upload this to the assets to the cloud. There's a kitty cat on my head. I just noticed.
No, that's a bunny. Is it a kitty? A pink cat? I think it's a bunny.
Yeah, it's a bunny?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got a bunny on your head.
And we got the shake reduction in there, and it does that server side. You can tilt things. The content-aware fill is always great, and that's a really particularly useful idea where you can actually take a wall out of a picture or things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. These are things that they originally added to Photoshop, and now they've kind of give you a simple version.
Well, I think the Adobe folks are smart enough to know that, I mean, even though the Photoshop app on iPad, I can't even look at myself. Photoshop app on iPad is great. So many people are like, I don't know, it's overwhelming, or
now I've done something
there's
very
too much.
odd.
Oh my! What have you done to me?
I don't know. I don't know.
You've cloned me
I'm
somehow,
cloning
and
you.
I seem to be
Yeah.
gaining mouths.
Yeah, so let's
That's
not
awful.
save that.
Oh dear. Yeah,
So
keep me with the giraffe.
we have a variety of looks. You want to try portrait. Now, one of the things you can do with this is a selective look. So I've said the giraffe stays a color, but you go black and white. So there's some fun things you can do with this. It's free and it's simple, and it does. The whole point of this really is it's a come on for Adobe's Creative Cloud. So if you have a Creative Cloud account, as I do, I think it's kind of a nice thing to have. That's Photoshop Mix, not PS Touch, which is another new app that is kind of like the little Photoshop that they did before. And then don't forget Adobe Line, which is also new. Photoshop Mix.
Photoshop
Just another
Mix.
free way. See that? I put a little Cartman in my matzo ball soup.
Oh, this is something that you already made.
Yes.
But he wasn't actually suspended above your
No,
soup.
that's a separate picture.
I'm actually kind of surprised it's free, to be honest.
Yeah, given what it can do, it's pretty
Yeah.
amazing. And
Yeah, good
you can
stuff.
float him around.
Well, Leo, we've come to the end of another wonderful episode of iPad Today. My head is very itchy.
Yes, we have.
And
Well, how do you
I
think
am
Spock felt? You have to do
uncomfortable.
Hours of episodes. Hours.
And he just looks like that, so what does he care?
I think it's his hair.
I don't know.
Okay, do it one more time. Oh, that's good. No, we need forehead because we got to do the eyebrows.
Okay.
Yeah. Tilt your head a little bit to the right so we get the ear, and then just one live long and prosper is all we need. And try not to make your lips so cute. Make them more flat.
No! I need to add some cute to this. This is demoralizing. And on that note, thanks for watching iPad Today. We'll see you next week. Ow! You're a bunny. I'm a cat. I'm a pig. You're a bunny.